Just did like an entire video on fucking Kenosha shooter. I did fucking why Joe Biden sucks dick hole and why Trump will win. I did all that shit. But like one thing I will mention though is like why you should watch the news or keep up in politics. Here's the thing, right? So you living life, no matter what you do, even if you do nothing at all, everything around you will still keep going. Everything will still keep going. Fucking Trump will still defund the hurricane fund that'll help Louisiana, and Biden will still be a dumbass. This will also happen whether or not you put your shutters on or not. And wouldn't it be better if you knew what was happening rather than not? It's like I guess I can't put this analogy perfectly, but let's do this in a hypothetically perfect world, right? Let's say you had infinite money and you either had two options with this infinite money and infinite opportunity. You either can know when you die or don't, right? If you know what you know when you die, you have infinite money, infinite opportunity. You can get all the shit you need done right before the certain time period, your expiration date, and then when you die, you go out in flames. You go out as a hero. While on the other hand, if you don't know what's going on, you have all this infinite money, infinite opportunity, you might squander that money on some bullshit, and then you might die the next day. You will never have access to that money again. And you need to be regretting your entire life. Now, again, you can't regret your life if you die, but my point is this: like, knowledge is power, folks. Right? Like, knowledge is key. Like, if you are like vehemently opposed to like child labor, for example, and Nestle over here is like condoning it to the point where it's like, hey guys, please let us have slave labor. Don't look into us, please. Then you might not want to buy Nestle products. You want to support that shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, while ignorance is bliss, it's not always the case. You know what I mean? Like, it's not always gonna be the case. Like, for real. That's another way to look at it, is like this, right? So if you were able to, I guess, fully understand why there is a bank in your neighborhood, and you're able to deal with it accordingly, and also try to find a way to get that fucking bank out of your neighborhood. Because why the fuck you want a bank in your goddamn neighborhood? Get the fucking bank out of here, dude. What the fuck, dude? Hey, bank, what are you doing here, dude? Like, that's kind of Monka W. If you find out the policies, what to put it there in the first place, you're able to, you know, interact with it. Also, having a voice is very instrumental, because you are a member in society. You're being taxed. You're being fucking charged a life fee to exist on this planet Earth that you didn't necessarily choose to be born at. So you should be, you know, wondering where that money goes. You should be, you know, wondering who gets the money, and this report, like, this spreads it out everywhere, right? You should want to know where this information is going, because if you do, you're able to cast your vote accordingly, you know, to fix to where yours leans the most, like where your political lines lean the most, instead of, you know, letting your voice just go silent the entire time and not having any active activity involved with it. Now, of course, at the end of the day, not everyone can do everything politically. However, knowing as much as you possibly can is a major factor into becoming involved with it, right? Like, not all of us can fucking donate 20K or start a charity or even like travel around the world to spread the message of political whatever fucking bullshit you want to be a part of. But we can fucking learn more about what we like, how we like it, and why we like it, right? We can learn more about more about history, so don't repeat it again. You know what I mean? Like, if for example, we see some bullshit of Trump saying communism bad, socialism bad, we can look back and see, I think, McCarthy doing the same exact shit, and how that won him like so much reputation, so much notoriety, so much popularity, because people were like pushing all the blame at the current time towards the communists, towards the socialists. So therefore, completely ignoring all the other issues that were self-inflicted issues that America caused towards themselves back in the 50s and 60s when the fuck that happened. And that's what Trump's doing nowadays. So instead of, you know, focusing on the fact that our lack of testing is due to the lack of funding and interest to the CDC and people who are in charge of that shit, instead he blames it on the fact that China started the virus, and therefore if China never started the virus, we wouldn't have to have 100,000 people die. You know what I mean? That's just very like deflectionary tactic, right? Another way he does it is also to go like, well, hold up, guys. I see you guys complaining about, you know, life being hard and shit. How about this? I give you some more money via tax cuts, and everyone's happy, without realizing that said tax cuts will fucking just gut out the entirety of the social security system, which is necessary for older people to survive, which is a majority of his fan base, which is kind of weird to do that necessarily, but that's beside the point. So it's knowing more and more about politics will allow you to like decipher shit that it would basically, you basically find out when a politician would lie and then why they're lying and how they're lying, and knowing that information will allow you to go into the world a bit more well equipped than what you naturally are, right? And you're also able to apply that in the real world. Like, for example, there are politics that happen in the workplace, right? You can see how the boss man is being really friendly to like one other coworker, and like, why the fuck is that happening? You kind of find out the other coworker is out there, you know, giving him information about the other workers not working as hard and paying her more because she's a snitch, right? Now, of course, this is a completely hyperbolic situation. However, if you're able to break that down, you're able to like do a real world example of how like political knowledge you're able to apply in real life. Now, again, there are a multitude of reasons how you can apply political knowledge in the real world, because again, politics is real world fucking like interactions or whatever. But I'm not well equipped to give you every single example of how like politics just immeasurably and immensely help your life. What I'm trying to say is like, why the fuck would you not want to know what the fuck's going on? I get it, okay? I get it, okay? The news is depressing. People die every day, and they will show you every single body that's ever fucking died on this planet. They will show you that. However, knowing that is key to finding out how to avoid death as often, and also finding out as to who's causing all the deaths to happen, so you can know, shift the blame accordingly and try to hold them accountable and do praxis, right? Now, the whole aspect of like the death and the dying and depression shit, you have to grow a sense of like almost like shudders, but in a way where it's like you avoid being, it's like compartmentalizing, right? Like whenever someone would tell you when you're a kid, like, oh, you better eat all that food, those poor kids in Africa are going to starve to death. And instead of, you know, falling for the guilt of that obviously kind of fucking racist statement there, because there are starving kids in America every single fucking day, in every part of the country. What's the name? Because capitalism. Instead of doing that, you can be like, wait, but how does me not eating food mean the kids in Africa don't eat? Number one, me eating food here that is already made, is already in front of my face, or not eating it, will not impact them. And I can't send them the food because by the time they get it, it's going to be rotted. So what the fuck is the point of that? You're trying to make me feel bad for not eating all the food you gave me, even though I'm not fully satisfied. It's like that type of shit, right? It's like, what the fuck is my point? I lost my fucking point. Anyway, you have to grow a sense of like just being able to box everything out accordingly, right? Like deaths and shit are sad, but you have to come to a certain point of like, you can't go through life being like feeling the pain of every single death, because you won't be able to fully operate. You have to have a sense of rational selfishness to continue on just going through with the news, right? For example, the hurricane that hit. Hurricane is really tragic, really fucking awful. You know what I mean? Really sad. But you can't let that ruin your day consistently, because if it didn't involve you directly, then your direct emotional reaction is almost unnecessary. I get it though, but I'm trying to explain this in a rational sense, but explaining emotions rationally kind of makes you seem like a sociopath, so I don't know how to go about this exactly. What I'm trying to say is like know your battles, know when to cry. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, that's basically what I'm trying to say. Okay, there you go. So watch news, learn more, and also look up and be skeptical of everything. Okay, be skeptical. If the news says XYZ happened, find out if XYZ really happened or if it was XZY the whole time. I don't even know what the I'm done. I'm just fucking done, dude.